Hey, what's up? It's Jeff exclamation point here. Gang, we're in Vegas, and we're about to see a show at the Wynn. In fact, we're going right over here. It's called Awakening. I have been dying to see this show for a long time. Tonight's the night. Let's get in the theater. Let's see what this thing is like.
The last time I was at the Wynn, it was to see this show called Reve. This is back in 2011. Look at that baby face. This show was a water show done completely in the round, and I'm going to put it up there as this is probably the most beautiful show I've ever seen in my entire life. The main memory I have about Le Reve is that the audience did not want to leave at the end of the show. It actually took the tech team to come out and start striking the set, and for the work lights to actually come on in order to get the audience to at least stand up and start going out. The show was that beautiful. So when I heard that there was a replacement show for this at the Wynn, I had to see it. And let me tell you, my expectations were sky high for this show.
I just got in. I really need something to drink. I'm going to pay dearly for it, I know. But look at this bar area.
I was mesmerized on how beautiful this bar is. I started looking around at the drink menu, and gang, it was very expensive. I got a 20-ounce beer that cost $8, and a sparkling water that was an additional $8. Like, it was insane. But they did have some of the examples of the merchandise out as you were waiting in line for the bar. I was in love with this coffee mug till I realized it was just that. There's some programs, some hats, all that good stuff that you just really want to buy, but then you take it home and go, what am I going to do with this?
A little tub of popcorn costs $9.
I then made it into the theater, found my seat, and this is my view for the evening.
All right, here is the theater. The music is so pretty in here. And look at the top. And then it kind of gets to this thing right here. I have no clue what that is, but we are going to find out. There we go. This is the Awakening Theater. So I also have these little things right here. So I'm guessing we get great surround sound.
So at the start of the show, they made an announcement to the audience to make sure your camera lights are off and your screens are all the way dimmed. And don't forget to look up because you might miss the action. I took that as free rein to film. And so did the rest of the audience. The very opening of the show was a narrator stepping out of the stage explaining what the plot is of this show, which tells me the show's already in trouble if someone has to come out and verbally tell you what the plot is. But I will say, the show did get a lot better. And now, let's take a look at some of the highlights of this show. So the idea about Awakening is about a girl who needs to find 3 different crystals to save the world, or at least that's what I guess the show is. It has a lot to do with puppets. They threw in some magic tricks, but this is where the show gets amazing. Holy cow, my jaw was on the ground right now. And then just keep watching. The automation of the stage is worth the entire mission by itself. My jaw was just laying on the ground the entire time during this sequence. The show continued with some fire dancers and more magic tricks that I've seen a million times. This show would have been so much better without these cheesy magic tricks. They had acrobatics that were absolutely beautiful, but way too short. This show really could have lost the magic and focused more on the acrobatics. But the puppets are where it's at. Oh my gosh, they were just spellbinding. Absolutely beautiful. I want to come back just to see these puppets again. Leaving the show, I found some models in the lobby that gives me a bit more clarity. Like this is the goddess of light, and this is the goddess of darkness, the great phoenix, the water crystal, and the creepy-looking Shadow Warrior.
Alright, so the show's over. What a spectacle. That show was 100% nothing more than a spectacle. Alright, here are my thoughts on the show, because I loved it and I hated it at the same time. Best way to put it. I want to see it again. It is one of the most expensive shows here in Vegas. I had the cheapest seat. The cheapest seat was $99. And then once you add all the taxes and fees, I paid about $130. If you guys come here to see the show, sit in the cheapest seats. To give you an idea of the viewpoint, the VIP seats were literally right behind me. The idea of the show is this lady has to find 3 crystals, put it together to bring things back to life. It's a plot we've seen a million times. They did their best to put a plot into the show. You know, it didn't quite work. Their narration wasn't the best. I didn't quite understand what was all happening.
The next day, I received an email from the Wynn asking me to fill out a survey about the show Awakening. The bulk of the survey was asking me if I understood the plot.
But the technology and the staging and the lighting and the music is where it's at. Holy cow. I mean, my jaw had dropped to the ground many times in that show. It was stuff I've never seen before. But then they try to put like some Cirque du Soleil type acts, some aerialist acts into it, and they didn't really enhance the experience. It was literally just, here's an aerialist act, and they didn't do much. It was just kind of up, down. It was a lot of transitions, a lot of magic, and the majority of those magic tricks I've seen a million times. It was good, but they really went heavy on that magic. And I know I sound like I'm ripping the show to shreds, but it was really good. That stage did stuff that just blew my mind. And that is honestly why I bought that ticket, to see the technology behind all of this. There were some jaw-dropping moments. One moment that literally brought me to tears, and I don't think I got it on film. But it was this whale that was literally like just flying around the audience. So now that I know kind of what that show is about, I do want to go see it again. It is 100% worth the $130 I spent for that ticket. It is 100% worth the flight from Orlando I paid for and woke up very early for this morning just to see that show. But all in all, it was a great night. I am so happy I saw the show. Awakening was amazing. If you're here, go see it. There's 2 shows. One starts at 7, the other's at 9:30. There were a lot of vacant seats in that theater. But when I was looking at my ticket order, the 7 o'clock show was pretty filled up. Most people go for that earlier show versus the later show. But anyways, that's what I got for you guys. I am very hungry and I'm going to go get some dinner because I had a little bit of food at an airport early this morning. And that's about it. So I'm gonna get some food. And then I'm gonna head to my hotel and get some sleep because I have a big day tomorrow. All right, well, that's what I got for you. Thanks for watching. Take care, everyone. From Vegas, I'll see you next time. Alrighty, bye.